Hello everyone and welcome back to Chess Programming Game Design with me. So in the last lesson what we did was started working on places where the king can or cannot move. So for example, what we did was if the king runs into a place where the knight or the other king is attacking, then they're not allowed to go there because, well, the king cannot expose himself to danger. Today we're just going to continue with that. On the way I have a few fixes to make that I realized while trying things out. So firstly, in Game Manager I want to make it slightly more efficient. So where we have check valid moves, we have it in two places, or three places actually. One there, so this one for white moves, one for black moves, and then one in general. So in the general one, if piece in square is null, we want that to be there as well, along with and j dot piece in square is king, because the only time that we really checking this again, the only thing that checking this again affects is the king. So why check it again for all of the pieces when we can only check it for the king? So I'm going to do that. That's the only thing I want to change inside of the Game Manager that I can think of right now. Next, in both of our pawns, I realized that if we want to promote the pawn, then it won't work if there's no other piece. So let me just quickly demonstrate. So I'm going to demonstrate with the white pieces because that's easier, seeing as it's white's turn first. So if I had, oops, that's not good. Well, I really want to demonstrate this. Not like that for sure, because I actually want to keep that. And here we go. So if I get this pawn to the other side, oh, it does actually work. I thought it didn't work. Okay, so that's all fine then. I don't need to fix anything. Great, because what I thought would happen was I had to put the pawn to get a pawn promotion. I would have to attack a piece with the pawn. Apparently not. So that's good. Okay, I'm just going to delete the comment because I don't care about the comment right now. And I'm not too sure where I do that. I think it must be here. Okay, so it is going to be there. That's all fine. So let's work with the pawns. Seeing as we're here, let's work with them to check where the king can or cannot move. Yeah, I can talk. So you might notice that I have a bit of a cold. Hopefully that's not too big of a deal for you guys. Shouldn't be. It's not going to be too big of a deal for me. I have a blocked nose, but I'm committed to making this video. So let's start with the white pawn. We have this list that we named King Can't Move here. And at the start of our check valid moves, we want to clear it for reasons I have explained previously. After clearing that, we want to append stuff to it. So the stuff we want to append to it is wherever the pawn can attack. First of all, before I get onto that, I want to organize my code a bit more by splitting these lines up. I like to split them up like this, keeping the statement along the line with my else if statement, or my checking along the line with that. There we go. And over here I'm going to do a similar thing and split that up. There we go. That looks about right. So let me find where the pawn is attacking. The pawn cannot attack there because we have a false in the third statement. Here it is going to be able to attack. So we're probably looking at this, or is this en passant? I think that this was actually en passant. So where we do need to add the king can't move here is just before these statements. And we also need to mix around a few things. So if you probably remember, we check whether there are children inside of j.gameObject. Well, we want to add this no matter what, no matter whether there are or aren't children inside of it, so we will have to comment that out. In 2 places, I can see them, I believe it's just these 2. And actually I'm taking an extra bracket there, or parentheses. I still haven't learned the singular of parentheses, but there we go. We also need to take up the and over here and this and over here. That's kind of odd. Oh, I'm doing right. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing the wrong thing. I need to get rid of that. And now it should be all fine. I'm not checking for children in any other place. Well, I do have this over here, which makes sure that the children count is 0. I don't remember having that anywhere before. Okay, that I'm just going to leave it for now. However, I do notice that this is actually not going to be run. This is never going to affect anything, because beforehand I was checking to make sure that there are no children. And okay, I honestly don't think that this is supposed to be here. Either I'm doing something wrong or okay. Okay, so this isn't supposed to be here. Just going to outright delete it. I have no idea why it is there. Okay. Now we've removed these 2, and we are going to add a similar thing later on. This is actually was never going to be run anyway, because we were checking to make sure that child count is not equal to 0, so it's never going to equal 0. However, because now we've removed this from this statement, we will have to add it here. So instead of having equals to 0, we will just make it not equal to 0. And everything else just stays the same. So we've added this line, we've deleted the bit here, and we've changed one of the equals to an exclamation mark over here. And that should be the white pawn done. Let's do a similar thing with the black pawn. Again, I will space this out. Probably a better way to do it is like this. Or maybe not. How did I do it in my other program? Okay, it doesn't matter. There we go. I'm just going to leave it like that for the time being. That's all fine. Just making sure that this is the black pawn. It is, for sure. I guess I can keep those here. And let's split this up, because this is the more important bit. I'm removing a tab with Shift tab. I'm pretty sure I've said that before. Child count equals 0. That's the part that we deleted. So we're going to delete it once again. The part we commented out was checking for game objects not equal to 0. So we're going to comment that out once again. That's one of them. The other instance is over here. And we're going to change that to not equal to. And that should be fine. So to test it out, what I'm going to do is try to get the king into the pawn line of fire. I know, oh, okay, well now the pawn can't move. Okay, so now I remember what I had done. In my other program, I've separated the diagonal moves by a pawn to the forward or backward move. But in this program, I put them together as one move, which is why I had the and child count is 0. So you could do it like that, and then to add a move into king count move here, check to make sure that child count is not 0, or I'm just going to keep consistent and keep it the same with my other program. I'm going to separate it completely, remove this or statement from here. Let's just see where it ends. It ends over here. There we go. And split it up slightly more nicely. Slightly more nicely. I don't think that that works, but oh well, it works now. And that is that. It should now work. Because this is checking diagonal, this is also checking diagonally. We were just getting an error here, so let's do the same for black. Let's delete. I believe it's from here. Yes, good. There we go. Now we shouldn't be getting any errors, hopefully. Okay, we are still getting an error. And we also need to change the or here. So it was an or originally into an and. Because we want to make sure that there is both a child there and that that child is not of the same color. If we want to add it as a valid move, i.e. if we want to be able to attack it. And then, as I was saying, to split it up, I have just added a few lines of code. So this does stay here. And this line is just the same as this line. And similarly to how I've done it over here, I also do it over here. So this is going to take place when the pawn walks forward and gets promoted. And this is going to... where is it? This is going to take place when the pawn attacks forward and gets promoted. I think that this is just the way I've decided to split it up. You could, as I said, do it in one statement over here where you check for this. Let's do the same thing in black pawn and we should be good to go. There we go. Let's check it finally. And we don't have any errors. That's a good sign. Always a good sign. And let's now try to bring the king to the line of fire of the... Ooh, okay, I already can see that something is wrong. Because, well, I can attack there, and I shouldn't be able to attack there. The white pawns seem to be working properly. Oh yeah, that's because I never actually changed it in the black pawns, did I? So let's add this line of code into the black pawns. There we go. And also make sure that we add this line of code as well. And let's see. Now this is just the pawns done. We haven't done the rook, the king, the... what else was there? Can't even remember right now. And of course I added this line of code in the wrong place. It needs to go there. So otherwise there's no point in having it. So next up we are going to do the rook, then the bishop, then the queen. As you remember, our rook and our bishop work in a very similar way, and then the queen pretty much just copies them entirely, which is why we're going to be moving on to that. This is probably going to be split into a two-part video, so for now I'm going to just say thank you for watching this video. Please give me a like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, then dislike and tell me how I can improve next time so that you do enjoy this kind of videos. If you have any questions, as I always say, do feel free to ask in the comments down below. I will answer them as soon as possible. At this time, I do schedule my videos because I'm not on holiday anymore. When I was on holiday, I normally did it on the day or the day before. So that might mean that there is going to be a delay between what I do in a video and a response to a comment, or trying to respond to a comment, but in next week's videos should contain your answer, or I will just type the answer in the YouTube comment section. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching once again, and goodbye.